a user called Rajikuri1512 was asking some very interesting questions, and excuse me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. And I would like to read your comment and we'll see if I have some answers for you. And you said, I was wondering if you could help clarify something for me. When people say there's no self, yet claim that awareness is the true self, isn't that just trading one identity for another? So, when we are talking about no self, then we are referring to a place where there's no identity. Because a self is an identity. And no self is sort of like a timeless, spaceless void in which identities can appear, seemingly, in the form of a thought, for example. And that void is the same as awareness. So no self is the same thing as awareness. But I understand that it can be confusing for the mind, because when we are talking about awareness, like I am Mr. Awareness now, it sounds like an identity. But when you are just relaxing and you're deleting all your knowledge, all your identities, and you sort of get back into the state you were in when you were a little newborn, fresh baby, and there's just this undivided awareness without knowing that this is awareness, because it is just awareness without being aware of knowledge. So it's just this. There's no identity in it. So therefore, your true self is no self. I hope that makes sense. And the other part of your question was, also, does the ego ever truly disappear in this lifetime after self-inquiry, or do we simply stop identifying with it? You have to understand what an ego means. So of course you shouldn't just memorize what I say and take it for truth. You should see for yourself, because I'm just saying words. But in my understanding, the ego is just an unobserved thought. So as soon as you observe the thought, there's no ego anymore, it's just thought. So when you are doing self-inquiry, you become aware of what's happening. You are just this empty, spaceless, timeless awareness, which is aware of time and space, in which also thoughts and feelings are happening. The sense of being a person happens within that spaceless, timeless space. So when you are doing this so-called self-inquiry, you are becoming aware of thoughts and emotions, but you are not aware of an ego, because when we are talking about an ego, it almost sounds like it's an organ in which thoughts are. But there is no organ, there are just thoughts, so there's no ego. So the ego cannot disappear because it never appeared in the first place. As soon as you are aware of thoughts, you're aware that there was never an ego, it's just a conditioned bundle of thoughts. So no, you cannot get rid of an ego. You can only realize that it was never there. So it is just this awareness which you cannot find. It's not a thing, so it's nothing. It's no self. It's not a thing. You cannot find it and touch it and describe it actually, because it has no qualities, yet it is all you truly know. And when this awareness becomes aware of an appearance called thought or identity, then it's clear that this cannot be you because you're looking at it. So you cannot get rid of an ego because the ego was never there. It was never you. It's just a thought. And then you said, and if we let the ego be, wouldn't it be accurate to say that it still exists? Thanks. You cannot let the ego be. You can let thoughts be. Thoughts still exist. You can let it be. You don't have to fight thoughts. For example, when you're comfortably sitting on the couch and you're aware of whatever is here, but you're also aware of the feelings and the thoughts, and you're letting everything be as it is, because those appearances do not touch you, because you are this awareness. So you can let it be, yes, but it's not an ego. It would become an ego, which is an illusion, when the thoughts are not observed and this conditioning is moving your body and your behavior, the behavior of the body. Therefore, there's this illusion that you are the body and its conditioning, when in reality you can observe it. So what you can do, for example, right now is just relax and close your eyes. And then you are aware of my voice, but you're also aware of your inner body. There might be a tightness in the chest. It feels like emotions. Or whatever this is. It's like a tightness maybe. And there are thoughts. Maybe there are not thoughts right now, but if you would close the video and you would just relax in silence, maybe some thoughts would appear. And then you are aware of those. But you don't change anything about them because you're just aware of it. And then there's also this energy that wants to know more. It almost feels like there's an energy or an entity that wants to know more about enlightenment and awakening. But that's actually the person, the personality, just an energetic appearance, the seeking energy. It's like the person, the seeking person. You can be aware of that seeking personality, energy, whatever this is. You can be aware of that. And just notice that you are not it because you're aware of it. The one that says, I want to know more, become aware of that. And realize that the one that's watching this energy is exactly what the energy wants to find. So it's just there. It has always been there. I remember someone commenting, and he said that sometimes it's unclear what I'm trying to explain, because sometimes I say what we are cannot be explained, sometimes I say it's awareness, sometimes I say we should not cling to it, and he was confused about it. And that's good, because that's a clue for you to understand that what we are talking about is not something you can understand intellectually. it's what remains when you let the intellect go. So some people say it's the self. I think Ramana said it's the self with a capital S. Buddha said it's no self. Anatta. Eckhart Tolle says it's the deep I. Rupert Spira would say it's awareness. Some people say you shouldn't talk about it because it cannot be named. Because when you are aware of it and you are in it, you are it. You are it. You are it. Then you know you cannot talk about it because it can only be realized when words vanish. Or it becomes evident when words vanish. So it's not something you can understand with your intellectual mind. You cannot grab it. You have to get into that state in which you cannot grab anything. It's just like a free falling nothing. So it's very confusing for the mind, and that's good. You cannot understand it, and that's perfect. Imagine if you could, that would be a catastrophe. So thank you very much for your comment. I hope that helped. Have a great day.